Mark, pretty decisive win. First, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the game.
I thought we were absolutely at our best in the first half. It was such an exciting and electric atmosphere and such an exciting electric performance from the group of players. And the second half, I thought we defended incredibly well. I think took me 10-12 minutes just to adjust to their change of shape, which was too long, and we can learn from that. So they had a bit of momentum there for the first 10, and once we adjusted shape, we don't mind when you're 2-0 up against a team that has so much talent and quality that Chicago still have available to them. You know that you're not going to have much of the ball, but you're not supposed to get sliced open, and we did for that first 10. And then we got back in and we created 2 or 3 opportunities. We got the goal, but we also had 2 or 3 more opportunities. So an incredibly dominant performance, proud of this group. But I think the thing that this game we'll remember from this game is the spirit and the character that the group played with every single player. And there's players obviously didn't play today that have given us the chance to have this spirit and this type of mentality during training this week and during the Sky Blue trip. I think something special happened on that trip, and this group knew that there was huge opportunity and we had a responsibility to be able to work and fight for this club, and it's been fun to see this group play the last couple of weeks.
Can you talk about Persis and Simone Charlie's performance in the game?
Yeah, I think we spoke about in the week, the more that they have a relationship and work with and off each other, I think the more that they'll individually shine, and I think they embrace that. And of course we'd love to, there was really, really, really good moments, and then there's things that we can continue to improve. It's the first game with a couple of training sessions this week where those two were working in and around each other, and it was fun to see. And it was fun to see how the group wanted to play into their strengths and give them the opportunity to go and have fun.
And then Angela Salem, it looked like a pretty serious injury. Do you have an update for us?
No update. It does look serious. She's getting stuff done now, so we'll hope to find out soon. And upset, distraught for her, and hoping for the best.
Coach, can you talk about Marissa Everett coming on late, getting her first goal in the club in front of the North End? I mean, what does that mean for her and for the organization of the club and its sort of priorities? An undrafted player coming in to the team in her second game, scoring that kind of a goal. Can you talk a little bit
pretty
about
special,
that?
And for the University of Oregon, who've worked very well with us to allow her the flexibility to be able to keep her training when she couldn't train with us, and she's still got a few exams to go, and she's made herself available these last few weeks. I thought that the goal summed up what she's about. She's got great movement, she reads the game, and you give her a chance to put the ball in the back of the net, and she showed it in Sky Blue, the first movement to drop the shoulder and then burst, and almost, apart from a great save. So it's great, and you look at the non-draft players that come into this environment and look for an opportunity to develop and put their head down. And I wish I could say that we were perfect in our job and we have the magic dust. It comes down to the individual and what the individual is willing to make of this opportunity. You look at a number of players playing a lot of minutes right now. Some of them have been in this journey with us for a while, and they're reaping the rewards of their dedicated and purposeful work. And then we've got players that didn't play today, and they've been here only for a few months that we can't wait to see. They're already looking at great, but what can they look like in the next year or two? And the trend continues that this is an environment that I think top elite players can continue to develop. We've seen the best of Sink and Tobin before they broke away, and you can say the same for young players. This is a place where I think that hard work's embraced, and opportunity to grow each day is key to us to be successful as a team.
Can you talk a little bit about how well the team was defending in the second half? Menges making a couple of important interventions, Seiler as well stepping in, Reynolds as well.
So I thought the whole team defended exceptionally, and they really earned that clean sheet. They wanted that clean sheet, and then there was a few moments where they did break us down, or distances got a bit big through the fatigue, and then whether it's Kath Reynolds, Emily Menges, Gabby Seiler, Colleen come up big with that block, and Ebel in the first half saved us a couple of times. Their commitment to not letting that ball get near Britt was the highest regard, and it summed up the spirit, the mentality, the character of how this group wanted to represent the city and the club today.
finally, can you talk a little bit about Serena Gorsuch getting the start in the attacking midfield position? You know, what does she bring for the team in that area of the field?
I think what she always brings is intelligence, and she can help impact other people and support other people. We changed things a couple of times in the second half, and she was a voice for us to be able to get that message. And she also reads it herself. She defended extremely well and tactically really well in that position because of the shapes, the shape that we played. We forced them into a different shape in the second half, and then we adjusted finally. And then she was able to pick up some balls in areas where she could create and also arrive late. And it's a new number 10. I think it's our fourth number 10. And again, what's key for us is to try and play to the individuals' qualities and try and get the best out of them.
Well, let's talk about tactically when you are looking to counter and with your shape, you defended well, but they had 66% of the ball in the second half. How concerning is that, and what would you like to have seen maybe different?
Yeah, I think when you're 2-0 up against a very, very good team that lost last week, we're watching another game the other day. It's very hard, no matter the tactics, it's very hard not to drop off and concede possession. And our tactic wasn't to do that. We wanted to replicate the first half. It took me 10 minutes, unfortunately, to adjust because we did. Naturally, we dropped off. We didn't want to, and then the gaps got really stretched. And they had a couple of good looks in that period. But around the half time, the possession was pretty similar, maybe not. Shots on target, and we had 5 shots on target. They had 5 shots on target. This league is about being efficient with what you do in the central and final third and what you do in front of goal. I think we've been the top. We may still be in expected goals, or we're close. This is a group that's committed to being really dangerous in those areas. I think we need to continue to improve other areas. We'd love to continue to improve our team defending despite some heroic last-minute defending that we talked about already. So this is a journey, this is a process, and missing 9 people right now with only 2 training sessions a week since the first game of the season. This was our first full training week, and felt like we reaped the rewards of finally training, and we looked better than we did in Sky Blue.